Hello, I'm here to answer the critical reflection question number 2 about how does my magazine engage with audiences and how it would be distributed as a real media text. To start off, I would like to tell a story of how I kind of came up with the idea of my magazine. When I first began doing photography, I never knew how to do a lot of the elements of it and how to use cameras, and I was very afraid of using those, so I always stuck with auto. And my photos weren't the best. But after a while, I finally started to delve in with the elements and the buttons and how to use the camera with the help of my teacher, my photography teacher. So it would have been easier if I had somewhere to help me to learn how to do this stuff. So my idea is to create my magazine, which would help teach people how to use these elements of photography with their own camera and with the stuff around the house or stuff that they can easily do by themselves. This is for more of like the amateur photographies. How it engages is it teaches the audience of my magazine how to do these elements of photography and how to learn how to better their photography as well. It also gives insights and history and other photographers and inspiration. It just helps overall with a lot. It also helps with letting viewers submit their own articles with their photos and having the chance to get into the magazine, and that would be a good way for those amateur photographers to get noticed, or for students who are also my audience to get, for college or for jobs, they can put in their paperwork that they were in a magazine. So with my audiences, a lot of my texts, a lot of the magazine as well, it would go to places like schools, like when they have like book fairs, and also for online. So I would do it online and a physical magazine, and the online would be good for classrooms so that teachers can let their students look at my magazine and learn more about photography as well. So I would like to go towards the schools and amateur photographers. I would also sell it, in bookstores like all the other magazines as well. Also partner up with any company, any schools, anything that wants to better their photography as well. Good art schools who have photography like branches in their schools would love to have my magazine, so I would be able to sell it to them. Overall, this magazine is very helpful for people wanting to get started with photography and wanting to learn more about it. And the picture that you're staring at right now is kind of representing audience, but it's more of the movie audience. But it's just showing audiences watching something or looking at something like my audience would look at my magazine and learn more about photography. And doing this magazine showed me more about photography as well, because it helped me to see more about it. It's kind of hard to explain because I was that audience once, looking for more inspiration and looking for more help with my photography and not being able to get it. Luckily, I was in a classroom to learn more about it, but other people, not so much. So my magazine is for those people who want the help and need the help, just like I was back in years ago when I was starting out photography, because I loved it and I want to help people do it as well. Thank you for your time, and hope you like the rest of my critical reflection questions.